It's fundamental really to what Aston Martin stands for. This is, if you like, the beating heart. It's very important that you look at every single individual item that gives you the whole. It's not just an engineering accomplishment, it's not just structurally perfect, it's not just light in weight, but it's also beautifully designed. There's a flavour to an Aston Martin DB9 that no other product has. And it is that beautiful combination of, and a balance, if you like, of power, of engineering, of performance, of style, of something which is incredibly elegant and incredibly good looking. And that simplicity of the original DB cars is still there today in the DB9. There is nothing like the sound of a DB9 when you first fire the engine. As a designer, trying to evoke an emotion of power through body and form and shape. So you're creating shapes that are both powerful, sensual, elegant, and stylish at the same time. But the immediate reaction is that this is a powerful car. What we do with DB9 is we show those muscles straight away, and we show that poise straight away. It's unclothed and it's there for everyone to see. When you open the hood, then you start to actually physically see the power that we're trying to portray. But it's the shoulders, it's the proportion that the car has that gives it this power and stance, and that only comes through the purity of proportion. The inside of the DB9, again, it runs the same principle, if you like, in terms of purity, simplicity, elegance, honesty, and truth to materials. This beautiful smell that you get from the 7 hides of leather. All the switchgear is to hand. You'll find this beautiful flow of surfaces and materials uninterrupted by shape or form in a way that everything is blended together. It truly is a piece of sculpture. I think my favourite part is the point where I get the key in my hand, which again it's real glass, it's polished aluminium, it has a beautiful weight to it, and it's not just a key, it's something which you have to use to interact with the car, if you like. It's the sense of ownership of owning that key that makes this so special.
From an engineering perspective, you've got to have passion. If you don't have passion as an engineer, then I don't think you create the kind of cars that we create here. Iconic cars. Effortless performance from this 6-litre V12 engine, effortless torque, effortless power. The DB informs the other cars in our range to take appropriate technology and evolve it, like adaptive damping, variable valve timing, knock sensing, that gives us more performance. This engine came out at 510 brake horsepower and gave us also more economy. offering the driver the ability to select different modes broadens the spectrum of usage of the car. There's sort of Jekyll and Hyde in the car, where if you really want to press on, if the road opens up and the bends appear, select the sport mode, and at that point the car's going to come alive a little bit and you're going to hear the exhaust note of that engine, the V12 engine on song. Because it's a starting point, there's a real weight on the shoulder of the DB to make sure that it is absolutely 100% right. Because DB9 can give you comfort and it can give you sporting prowess, it can give you all those different things. So it can, the context of the car, whether it's, you know, driving for, you know, 50 miles down an autobahn at 150 miles an hour, yes, it can do that. Or if it comes to the Alpine ascent up the Stelvio Pass or something like that, yes, it can do that. So it can do a whole combination of things. It's also at home in the city. You know, we've got a refined Touchtronic transmission. You can just let the car take care of things. So I think it will be at home with whatever the driver wants to do with the DB9. The DB9 will respond to that.
DB9 is so important to Aston Martin. It's our core, it's our backbone. If you think back to the heritage of the early DB9s and all the way back to the DB cars of the 50s and 60s, it's that continuation. It's emotional, it's the passion of Aston Martin, brilliant proportion, and really it stands for what Aston Martin's core is in terms of a beautiful car.
I think there's quite a weighty burden on us to take those two initials, the DB. We've got to make sure we preserve the iconic nature of the car, so maybe in 50 years' time we're still getting the same gasps for the DB Aston of today.
It's the spirit of thinking about the purity and the elegance and the proportion and that timeless proportion that we've carried forward to DB9. But the heritage and the link to the past is so important because it has credence. You have bought an icon. I know you have because I can see the lineage of this car.
They are cars that will go down in history as being some of the most beautiful and best performing cars.
DB will always have a future because it is timeless. We really don't think about fashion when we're developing a DB product, a DB9. It's not about fashion, it's about style. The way to enjoy your favourite road is with a car that is both beautiful to look at and incredibly capable in terms of its driving potential. And not only that, you can share it with another person, 2 people in the back and luggage as well. But it is a 2+2 GT, so it's not just about me, it's about sharing the experience.
There's more to this than meets the eye.
We don't create retrospective design, so DB9 today is an incredibly contemporary, forward-looking car.
And there's a lot of technology that goes into supporting that design aspiration.
Take away all the badges from the car, you know it's a DB9. It's that iconic status.
The bar keeps getting raised. Every year that we do a change to our car, we've got to keep this continuous improvement going on.
It's the spirit of thinking about the purity and the elegance and the proportion and that timeless proportion that we've carried forward to DB9.
Marek and I are both incredibly passionate about what we do. We are, as a company, leaders in design.
It's knowing that each gear that I select and each time I hit the brake, that there's a connection with the road as well, that the car has the right speed to exit the corner, that it has the right capabilities to brake. So there's ultimate confidence, and that ultimate confidence just brings a smile to your face because it makes any journey a fabulous journey. It already has a future because it's something that everyone will recognise as beautiful in 20 years, 25, 30 years. As a lineage, it's something that we have to continue. We have to carry on with the nomenclature. This is the beating heart of what Aston Martin is.